Mr. Armando Senior. How y'all doing?
Fine,
Hey,
thank you, thank
All right,
you.
I got my brother Carl with me. Carl, thanks man for jumping
Yes. Good to see you,
Okay,
man.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, Carl is in town, always supporting. Man, if you got anything to say, just jump in. All right.
Sounds good.
Nikki will be on pretty soon. And Miss what's that? Rico will probably be on pretty soon also. Shout out to everybody. We're gonna jump right into it because I know you guys only have about 1 hour to hang out with us, but we're gonna ask you guys some tough questions. That's cool.
yeah, man. And
All
then
right.
we do a second round.
All right. Shout out to RA. Finally good to catch it live, man. Thanks so much for coming on. Quan 1993. What's going on, brother? All right. Let's jump into it. All right. Let's bring Nikki up real quick. Nikki.
What's up, Nikki? Hey.
Oh my gosh, we're already live.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah. I started early because we only have Mr. Armando and Mr. Armando Senior for 1 hour.
Okay. Hi guys.
Right.
You look nice. You look nice today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to be asking Mr. Armando Senior some tough questions. Hey, Mr. Armando Senior, where were you? What year were you born?
Well, I was born in Pimentel in Duarte Department. It is in the Cibao region.
Okay.
1943.
1943.
Okay.
1943.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about Trujillo and how you felt about the president Trujillo?
De Trujillo. ¿Qué tú sentiste con Trujillo?
Well, Trujillo was a dictator, yeah,
Dictator.
but he organizes the nation. When he came to the power, yeah, we have a lot of disorder in the country.
Okay.
We have only 3 or 4 big highway. Yep.
Gotcha. Yes, highways. Yes.
A lot of bandit that were the chief of the region. Yeah. You call caudillos.
Oh,
Okay.
Caudillos is the name of a little group of 5 or 6 men that they used to rob people. And he said that before Trujillo there were a lot of bands like that, and he killed them all.
Yeah.
The Caudillos.
Yeah, Trujillo.
He controlled and he got a lot of order because they were like bandits, stealing stuff and robbing people and doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I have to ask you this question, so I'm going to fast forward. After he was killed, they had 2 sides. They had the Civil War.
Yeah.
Okay, so they had one side that wanted to keep the same order, and they had another side that had Juan Bosch. I think his name was Juan. Hey, shout out Rico. What's going on, brother?
Go.
Yo, Rico.
Happy Sunday. Hey.
All right.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
is that piano yours? You play piano?
Yeah.
You play
Absolutely.
a song for us later.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Hey, this is the question that I have.
Mhm.
All right, so they had the Civil War.
Yeah.
They had Dominicans on one side of the Civil War, of course, and Dominicans on the other side of the Civil War.
Yeah.
One group really wanted to focus on Trujillo and the things that he did, and one wanted to start another way of the Dominican Republic. What side were you on, and what side was your family on?
Well, as you said, after Trujillo stayed in power 30 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. He was killed, and some Dominicans that were exiled in other country, they they uh,
They fly back to
they
the
come
country.
back to our country,
Yeah.
Okay.
and the Dominican people elect a new Democrat president. His name was Juan Bosch.
Okay.
Okay, he tried to introduce new ways to, to of acting in the power. Yeah.
Okay.
What is this? For instance, he started a movement to get the people that what am I?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Great.
Un grupo de dominicanos
A group of Dominicans
Okay.
que vivían en el exilio durante
that lived abroad for many years because they were against Trujillo, and if they were here in the country, they would get killed because he was a
okay,
pain in the ass.
y fue organizada una elección en la cual
After Trujillo was killed, we had elections, and Juan Bosch won those elections. And Juan Bosch came with a new perspective, the perspective of the advanced way to think. That was
Right.
all the opposite from the dictatorship.
If he wants to speak in Spanish, Nikki, and if he feels more comfortable,
Sí.
that's fine. You guys can translate. No problem.
oh,
Armando is doing a great job at that, actually. So, yeah.
okay, okay.
And
Okay.
also, yo quiero que sepa usted habla muy bien inglés. Para que sepa.
Okay, muy bien, muy bien.
Okay,
Bien.
so listen to this. This is my question. I'm going to ask this question one more time.
Okay, la pregunta
What side was his family on?
que la-
The new side or the old side? I always wanted to know
cuando
that.
la guerra civil, si tú de dónde tú te encontrabas, si tú estabas del lado de los que querían seguir con lo tradicional, o si tú estabas del lado del nuevo pensamiento.
Oh, yo estaba con el nuevo pensamiento.
He was with the new, with the
That's
with the
with the
people,
American, with the
people,
American.
with the people that wanted to bring freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he look down on people that wanted to keep the old side, or did he see anything wrong with that? What was the problem with that?
Que por qué esa persona, a pesar de que ya ese viejo orden ya había, digamos que desaparecido, porque ellos querían mantenerse aferrados a eso.
No había tradición democrática
There was still no democratic tradition in the country,
y
and
había gente que sentía que el nuevo orden perjudicaba su situación económica, sus privilegios económicos.
there were people that the people that had the land and the power. They saw how do you call it?
An opportunity.
Afraid because their power and their economy was going to be affected because of this new guy's perspective of seeing things, because he wanted all the people, the poor people, to have the land, that all people need to have access to everything. And those people that were with Trujillo died, but they wanted to keep all the land and all the power that Trujillo gave to them.
Por ejemplo, la constitución democrática, la constitución nueva de Juan Bosch,
New Juan Bosch Constitution
otorgaba derechos a las mujeres.
Oh, the new Juan Bosch Constitution gave rights to the women.
Yeah, that's good.
Y ah, también en lo que tenía que ver con la influencia de la Iglesia Católica.
Oh, this is very important. The Catholic Church, Trujillo used the Catholic Church to influence people, you know. And this new guy, Juan Bosch, he was going to take out that power that the Catholic Church had, and that was something that the church used to accuse Juan Bosch that he was a communist, that he didn't believe in God, that he was a devil,
Oh,
and
wow.
that didn't help a lot. What the church, what the Catholic Church did.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Rico.
Armando, can I ask your father a question?
Of course,
Because-
man.
Okay, well, I'm saying because I want to ask him since he was on the, I believe the side was called the Constitutionalists, Juan
Yeah.
Bosch, and the other side were the Loyalists. So I know a big part of. I wonder what does he think, because what kind of settled it was the U.S. intervention on behalf of the Loyalists. Had the U.S. had never intervened, does he think that the Constitutionalists could have won and the country would be different for the side that he was fighting on? Because obviously they weren't going to beat once the U.S. got involved and sent the 82nd Airborne and all that stuff. So how does he feel about that? And how does he feel like how the country would have been different if the side he was fighting on very possibly could have won if the U.S. wasn't in it?
That's a good question, Rico.
Yeah.
Go ahead and translate it to him.
Okay, él pregunta, los Estados Unidos cuando intervinieron,
Ujú.
ellos apoyaron a los tradicionales, ¿fue verdad?
A los tradicionales.
Ok.
Sí.
Él pregunta qué tú entiendes que hubiera pasado si Estados Unidos no hubiera intervenido en ese momento.
Creo que la democracia se hubiese fortalecido porque, si bien en el lado, digamos, moderno, en el lado democrático, en el lado no trujillista, había algunos dirigentes del Partido Comunista, no eran determinantes, no tenían fuerza para inclinar la acción hacia un gobierno comunista.
Okay, he says that probably democracy would have established even more fast, because there were several less than five directors in that institution the Juan Bosch that Juan Bosch was a leader, but it was not enough to establish a communist government in the Dominican.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Only six or seven communists, but all the supported
The whole bunch were not communists.
of Bosch were Democrat.
Most of them were democratic.
So
That is-
my question is
Yeah.
I'm not even like, I'm not even discussing the communist aspect. I want to know, how does he feel about the U.S. intervention in the Civil War on one side over the other?
Yeah.
Like U.S. meddling, because it was a Dominican Civil War, Dominicans versus Dominicans, to try to decide the future of their own country. And here come the U.S. for the second time
Yeah.
being involved. And like, I would probably resent, the Dominican Republic is not the only country that the U.S. get involved in.
Okay.
They get involved in a lot of countries they shouldn't. But I wonder, how does it make Dominicans feel that in a way, they almost dictated how your country became, because they put a thumb on the scale. It wasn't a fair fight, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Or what I think. How does he feel about that?
Que cómo tú sientes, que cómo tú ves que los Estados Unidos hayan intervenido y que esa intervención haya influido de manera determinante que ganara un lado sobre el otro.
Bueno, definitivamente la presencia de las tropas norteamericanas evitó que el bando democrático tomara el poder. Y cuando se produjo el hecho físico de la intervención, que fue el 28 de abril de 1965, las fuerzas militares y policiales estaban en desbandadas, estaban, digamos, literalmente derrotadas.
Okay, déjame decir lo que tú has dicho.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say what he has said, and then he will continue. Okay, what he's saying is definitely the presence of the U.S. It made a dramatic turn of events, because the day that the Americans put the feet in the land, the army was almost beaten, because the model was down. They were being,
Yes.
and it changed because everybody thought that, okay, we're gonna beat these guys, and suddenly the U.S. came and all things changed. And entonces, ¿qué pensaba la gente sobre eso? ¿Cómo la gente veía a lo?
Lo veía como salvadores, porque, digamos, 50 años después, ¿ya? Hoy, viendo lo que ha ocurrido en los países bajo la órbita soviética,
Okay.
y el atraso material que, digamos, está presente en Cuba, obviamente que el estado actual de la República Dominicana hace que uno piense, como es mi caso, que la intervención ha sido beneficiosa.
Okay. He says that most of people see the intervention as good for the country, because he made a simple and for example, you can see in the while the years have gone by, how the countries that have had more influence of the Soviet Union, how they have been the economy, are countries that are years behind the Dominican Republic, and thanks to the intervention of the U.S., it saved the country to have the same disadvantage that countries like Cuba or other countries that have had more influence of the Soviet Union.
Yes.
Con las dificultades de un país pobre como República Dominicana, que viene de un pasado de mucha pobreza y que ahora está en el camino de un desarrollo con libertad,
Yeah, and he says that by his words, I mean that he says that Dominican Republic is still a country that is in the path of development, and it doesn't mean that Dominican Republic is one of the richest country in the world, but thanks to that, we are now on the way to that.
En libertad.
Yeah, and freedom.
You're awesome. Let me ask you this: When have you ever heard of someone saying, "Gringo, go home"? Gringo, go home.
Y si tú alguna vez escuchaste en ese tiempo a alguien decir gringo, go home.
Mucha.
A lot of people.
Ooh, get out. Ooh.
A lot of people.
Más de una vez. Yo lo dije.
He says that more than one time he was one of those. Yeah.
I was 20 years.
¿Cuánto?
20 years.
He was 20 years.
Wow, get out of here.
Yeah.
Now,
He mean he was 20 years old. He was 20 years old when he said that.
You know, there is a word that you use here in the Dominican Republic. When someone is like naive or dumb, you say you are a pariguayo. But you know where that word comes from?
where?
The American troops, they used to prepare parties here in the Dominican Republic when and they invited the Dominican women. But when men tried to get into the party, they said, "No, you are a party watcher." So pariguayo, party watcher. you can use you can hear that word here, pariguayo. It comes from that, pariguayo, party watcher.
That's awesome. We have our first question real quick. Favar, she says, I have a question for Mr. Almando's father. What are some common misconceptions about the Dominican Republic that you'd like to clarify?
Misconceptions?
Like things that are wrong that people believe is wrong, like a stereotype that people will say about a Dominican or the Dominican, but he would like to correct the record on.
Okay.
Como por ejemplo, que todos los dominicanos son tigres.
Okay, ¿cuál estereotipo tú entiendes que se piensa sobre los dominicanos fuera del país? Si hay algún estereotipo en específico que tú entiendas que se debería clarificar.
Bueno, yo estuve el año pasado 3 meses en España.
Last year he spent 3 months in Málaga, Spain. That's where my sister lives.
Nosotros tenemos en Dominicana cantantes que localmente son dueños del escenario artístico.
Okay, we have some artists that here in the country they are owner of every place, because every place they go, every people go to see them.
No, por ejemplo, los siguientes nombres: Juan Luis Guerra, Johnny Ventura, Sergio Vargas.
Okay.
Y en España no me preguntó nadie por ninguno de esos artistas.
Okay.
Pero me preguntaron por artistas nuevos del reggaetón, de dembow.
Okay.
Me preguntaron.
Yeah, he says that there is this new
wave.
This new wave of artists in the Dominican Republic. The lyrics that they use, they talk about drugs, guns, and he says that he was in Spain last year, and the first thing that people were asking was hey, do you guys in the Dominican Republic use drugs a lot? You have a lot of guns, and he says that you cannot say that because of some artists write that on a song, because we have artists like Juan Luis Guerra and other guys that they write good music, and it doesn't mean that if I am French and I write something that I'm French and I come from Mars, not all French come from Mars.
Right.
Pero si me preguntaban por toquilla,
Yeah.
toquilla, por el
Gotcha.
alfa.
Go ahead, Rico. You had a question. I had a question for him. Go ahead.
Because my question is, if I'm trying to see if I understand. Like, so are you guys saying that there are not a lot of drugs in the DR?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that we don't have, because we have a lot.
Right.
But I mean, if I Rico,
Mhm.
if I meet you the first, I mean, hey, that's Rico. He's from the U.S.
Right.
You think that would be the first question that I have to make to you?
No. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying, but the question was, it was a misconception. So I would clearly tell someone, even if they ask me that, I'm like, yeah, the U.S. is probably the #1 drug consumer country in the world. Period.
Right.
It just did. Most of the drugs that come through your country is going to the U.S. It's going to the U.S. So I'm like, I don't deny, even though something's bad, I don't deny it. It's like we're #1 for guns, because #1 for drugs. So that's what I was just sitting there saying is, so it's the gun thing I don't know about. But the only reason why I know is like all of the Caribbean countries have a lot of drugs flowing through them because that's the way they go through. Cuba, Puerto Rico, the DR, Jamaica, all of them. So that, to me, I wouldn't say a misconception. I'm like, all of them do, because it's all coming to America. We're buying the dope. We want the drugs.
Right.
That's why I was asking about that. Okay.
No, that's cool. Hey, I have a personal question and comment. Okay. All right. I love the Dominican Republic. I love it. I live here. I've been living here almost 4.5 years.
Okay.
I play baseball with a lot of Dominican guys. I love them. We give back to the orphanage, our organization. We'll be going there next week, me and Carl. Rico helps out a lot. Do you think it's a problem with me? I teach them about African culture and their roots from Africa.
Yep.
I get a lot of people to say, hey, you don't need to tell Dominicans about Africa and the African roots. You need to leave that alone. Just live in the Dominican Republic and shut up. How do you feel about that?
Él dice que él va a un orfanato. Entonces, aparte de él hacer donaciones, cuando él habla con los niños, él ha intentado hablarle a los niños sobre sus raíces, las raíces africanas que tiene la República Dominicana, y que algunas personas cuando escuchan que él está hablando sobre eso, lo mandan a que se calle, que si eso, que por qué eso representa un problema. Él se pregunta.
Sí, ese es un prejuicio que se inculca. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead, Armando. Go ahead and repeat what he said.
Okay. Es un prejuicio que los niños escuchan y que viene de muy lejos. Por ejemplo,
let me. He said this is a how do you say prejudice?
Prejudice.
Yeah, it is a prejudice that comes from years and years ago. Now he will continue.
Yo soy víctima de ese prejuicio.
He is victim of that.
Cuando yo era un niño,
when he was a little boy,
y mi madre descubría o sentía que yo había hecho algo malo,
and his mother saw him doing something wrong, or she didn't want him to do anything wrong.
Right.
Ella me amenazaba,
She threatened him.
Armando, si tú vuelves a hacer eso, voy a dejar que el haitiano que pasa por frente a la casita donde me crié te coma.
Oh my God! His mom used to tell Armando, if you do that again, when the Haitian guy come tomorrow walking in front of the house, I will tell him to put you in his bag.
Wow.
He said he was gonna let him. I heard him say let him eat him. Omero.
Y yo le tenía miedo.
And Dad, when he was a kid, Dad made him feel afraid. But by the years were going by, he started he's a thinking man, and he knows that there's no problem with that, and there should be no problem with that.
Porque
Because
mi madre y yo somos negros.
his father was a black man.
I am a black man.
And from the side of my mother, oh, you see, my grandma is 90 years old. Oh, that's a beautiful woman. She's black, those green eyes. Oh, she's so beautiful, man.
Black are beautiful.
Yeah.
She was black. She was black like Nikki.
My grandma is, because his mom, she died like 15 years ago. But my other grandma, the side of my mom, she's still alive. She's 93 years old. She's black like Nikki. Yeah.
Beautiful like
Oh, she's so beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you, black and beautiful. Let's be very clear, all right?
Yeah.
Black like Nikki, black and beautiful like Nikki.
Right. And so why is it that dark people have a problem here in the Dominican Republic?
Que por qué la gente de piel oscura tienen problemas aquí en República Dominicana.
Hay un mito.
How do you say, Nikki? How do you say myth?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Digamos, esta parte de la isla fue ocupada
This part of the island was occupied
por la parte oeste
by the west side,
que constituía la República Haitiana.
okay. This country was occupied by Haiti troops.
Ya.
Okay.
Una interpretación de por qué lo hizo la invasión.
Okay. An interpretation of why that happened was
para pagar el precio en dinero de la independencia que ellos habían obtenido de Francia.
Okay. You know that when Haiti had the independence, the government of French, Haiti had to pay a price for the independence, right? And there was a myth that the invasion was because they needed the money to pay that deuda, Nikki? That debt. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Los españoles,
The Spaniards,
porque todavía la República Dominicana no existía.
Dominican Republic still didn't exist. He's talking about the first invasion. Dominican Republic still didn't exist.
Right. It was still a colony of Spain.
Yeah.
derrotaron al ejército haitiano.
The Spanish defeated the Haitians in that first invasion.
En su regreso a la parte oeste,
Okay, and some Haitian troops when they were heading back to their country,
cometieron una serie de crímenes.
they committed some crimes.
Y decapitaron gente.
They decapitated civil people,
y quemaron vivos.
and they burned alive some people.
Entre ellos algunos sacerdotes.
Between them, there were some priests.
Entonces, eso ha sido repetido.
And that in those years, that was repeated over and over again by the people
En todas las escuelas.
in all the schools.
Okay.
Entonces eso creó
And that have created
una repulsa,
like
una
a rejection
que los libros dominicanos de historia
the Dominican history books
han repetido
have repeated over and over again.
Almando, can I ask him a question?
Mr. He got a question. Go ahead, Rico.
And I love this because I definitely agree that factually everything he said is 1,000% true and correct. And the Haitians, when they invaded, I know that the Haitians also they abolished slavery on the Dominican side.
Yep.
And in the process, a lot of the people that they were decapitating and burning and killing were Spanish slave holders. So a lot of the people, so my question is, it seems like to me, and I know it's through like he said, the education was repeated over and over. It was education that was being taught by Spanish people. So they were imposing that on them. So this is where I think part of it, the word is indoctrination, where like if you're a captive and they just keep repeating something in your head over and over, it's true. So what I'm saying is, it seems like for me, Spanish identity became forged with, the Dominican identity became forged with the Spanish teaching. So even though the Haitians might have been trying to free Dominicans, but still they were being forced to accept the Spanish indoctrination. And that's where I think I think everything he said is right, but there's nuances and caveats to it as to how it still goes. And I just push back because in 2024, because we all have access to this information, we should continue educating ourselves so we know what our true history is. Because everything he said was right. But I know that the Spaniards look at what the Haitians did, and they were repeating it, but they're not saying we're making you slaves either. If that makes sense to you, Armando.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, lo que está diciendo es que sí, que realmente que los haitianos cuando se retiraban mataron muchas personas, mataron muchos sacerdotes. Probablemente muchas de esas personas que mataron fácilmente pudieron haber sido los mismos opresores, y que la misma persona que escribe la historia quizás se pudieron haber encargado de tergiversar la cosa. Yeah, he said that.
Ya, porque la influencia de España, la influencia hispánica.
Yes, because he says that when that happened, the power and the influence of Spain was significant.
Y hay en esas exageraciones
And in that exaggerations of telling things,
hay un sustrato racial
there is how do I say that Rico, when there is something or someone behind the scene, the scenes orchestrating
Yeah, the influence, the power behind the throne.
yeah,
And I think a lot of that was the church.
yeah,
Because remember,
that's
the Spanish and the church were like this.
yeah,
And
okay.
it still is today. The
that's
church,
why
the Spanish influence, it's hard to break.
that's why I have problem every year at my children's school, because every year in school people want to celebrate that Spanish discovered them. And I said, discover what? My children is not going to dress as a Spanish.
Columbus,
Are
yeah.
you crazy? What you have to celebrate is the genocide
Yes.
and the killing. What are you talking to me about? Discover what?
I want to ask you a question. Like, I asked your father, like, again, like I said, there's no offense to anybody that's religious. And I know that the Dominican Republic is a religious country, but so are so many other countries. But
Yeah.
I also know the same way I look at how American influence has corrupted a lot of countries, I also think the Catholic Church has too, all over the world. Africa,
Que así como Estados Unidos ha corrompido muchos países,
but
también la iglesia lo ha hecho. ¿Qué tú opinas de eso?
Claro que sí, la iglesia,
Definitely yes.
la iglesia ha contribuido a eso.
The church had contributed all of the years with all the dictators. They have been in the dictatorship side.
Right. Hey, Armando, I have a question for your father.
Yeah.
Okay, because again, we know about this, the Spaniard and Catholic Church having influence over the Dominican Republic, America, and everywhere else. My question is to your father: what did the Tianos, the original people, from what he knows, if he can recall, what were the original teachings, or what was their religion? What did they believe in before, prior to Spain, prior to the Catholics coming into the country?
What they believed before the Spanish came to the country?
Before the Spanish, before Catholicism came in the country.
Okay.
The original people of the island.
Antes de que llegaran los españoles a la isla, ¿cuáles eran las creencias religiosas?
Sí, era una creencia politeísta. Había muchos dioses.
Okay, the Taino, they had a lot of gods.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Tainos were in the island, and they believed in a lot of gods, god of water, god of whatever you can imagine.
Y los representaban con animales, con objetos,
and they represented it
hechos de cerámica,
with animals and things made of how do I say this in English? Hold on.
Okay. So let me ask you this question.
Of
so
ceramic.
When they came under the influence of the Spaniards and the Catholicism taught them that their religion was bad, that was no good, that was wicked, that was evil. Is that what they were taught? And so in turn they
que si la iglesia, cuando vino a España, introdujo también con ellos la iglesia católica, que si la iglesia católica le decía a la gente que todo eso era malo.
Sí.
Yes.
Que
the Catholic Church said to the people, "Hey, you're not going to heaven if you are dancing. If you go dancing naked and a lot of things, you go to hell, man. You have to put your hands together and give me the money. Yeah. Before you
Hey,
How
Armando,
ironic that is.
You
How
be the
ironic
money.
that they sit down there and
You be
put
the
that
money.
on you when they
You
were
be the money and give
torturing,
me your
burning
women.
people, killing
oh,
people.
give me the money and give me your women.
Oh,
Y cuando el indio, el nativo,
Ya casi.
protestaba
wow.
y le decía, pero el Dios nuevo no me beneficia porque usted me está explotando.
Okay, and Taino said, "Hey, but this new God doesn't benefit me at all because you are exploding me. You are making me work, work and work and work. This doesn't benefit me."
Y el español contestaba, no, tú estás sufriendo y vas a sufrir aquí, pero cuando tú mueras en otro mundo, tú serás feliz.
Okay,
Okay.
and the priest said, "Oh no, you are suffering, but you're suffering in this world. But when you die, you're going to
Heaven.
to
Heaven.
heaven. You're gonna have
Yeah.
all the good things that you can imagine.
I got,
Yeah.
You're
I
born
got,
to suffer."
but I got
Right.
a question I want to ask you and your father, Armando,
Yeah.
because again, I was thinking about that, and I'm glad somebody said it in the chat. So you guys got the presidential elections next month, right?
Ya,
Okay. So,
The presidential are in May.
oh, May. Okay, I was thinking
Yeah.
March. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. Like, okay, what? Of course, you guys are going to vote, and are you Abinader guys? Yes or no? If so, are you for the current president? Yes or no? If yes, tell me why. If no, tell me why. And what's the most important thing you would like to see change for the Dominican Republic going in the future? I don't get to vote, so I have some ideas, but I have to keep my mouth shut because I don't get to vote.
Okay. Él pregunta que en las elecciones de mayo, vienen las elecciones presidenciales, que si tú puedes decir cuáles son, si te gustaría que este presidente repitiera y cuál es el problema que tú entiendes que más urge, que cambie, qué es lo que tú entiendes que más debería cambiar en la República Dominicana.
Bueno, yo definitivamente votaré por el actual presidente.
He says that he would vote for the president.
Para continuar el desarrollo en libertad.
Okay, to continue the economy raise and the developing in freedom.
¿Qué pienso que debe mejorar?
And what he thinks that has to improve in our country.
Una educación más orientada hacia la solución de problemas.
Okay, an education or more focused in the solving of problems.
Matemáticas, ciencia,
Math, science,
tecnología, historia,
tecnología. Like I'm crazy. I'm repeating Spanish.
That's all right. Hey, you're doing good. You're doing good.
But I want to know, do you share the same thing, or are you different?
Yeah, I share the same.
So what do you think? So
I share the same, and I think that the education has to improve a lot. You have to teach people the truth about the past. You have to teach the people how to, because I think that in the school they teach you how to be an excellent employee. You have to teach the people how to entrepreneur. You have to teach the people languages, and that's why in Latin America the dictators have controls the path of the countries. It's about education because
Control. Yeah.
the people have the power, but they teach the opposite. The people, that lives in the ghettos and poor places, they see the politicians and the presidents and the like they're gods, and they live of their coins. You know, when they simply, hey, give me something, I need to have breakfast, and that's what they do. No, you have
Right.
to teach how to think, and how to make, how to take the food to their houses by their work,
Rico.
not of what
Hey,
you
let me
give
say
them.
this, Mr. Armando. You guys should have told Rico to kiss your ass, because you don't ask nobody who are they going to vote for. He wouldn't do that shit in the United States. He would
Yeah,
not
I
ask
would.
somebody.
Yes, I
No, you
would.
wouldn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
wouldn't.
would.
Who you
No
voting for?
problem.
Who,
You
we
vote.
voting
You
for
vote.
Biden. We a Biden house. And I told my wife she better vote that way or she gonna get one of these.
You vote for
There's
Trump
no
or Biden?
Biden.
Then? You
May
vote. You
I
vote.
just say this quickly?
We ain't voting for no damn Trump.
What are you guys voting for?
Biden. We ain't voting for no damn Trump.
Yeah.
No
I just
damn.
wanted to add. I just wanted to add to what Dad
Go
said.
ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
Thank you. I just wanted to add to what Dad said. Cuando yo digo Dad, yo estoy refiriendo a usted como Dad, como papá, ¿viste? Entonces, so what Dad said, Armando's dad, was also talking about educating the kids on grammar. That was, I think,
Oh, awesome.
something that was
Yeah,
left out.
grammar.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, your dad said that, and that really hit me, because even now in my new relationship, he and I get into not arguments, but like, it's like there's certain things he's like, that's tigre talk. You're a classy woman, so leave that tigre stuff at the door. And I'm like, oh, okay, Daddy, I didn't know that it was like that. And I'm understanding that the way that I learned Spanish was tigre talk. And I also know how to speak professionally as well. And he's not with that. So that's cool. I'm just putting that out there. So I love that he said that. I love that
Yeah.
Dad said that about the grammar. Yeah.
Toma la camisa.
I have another question for your father, Mr. Armando Sr. I want to know if it's okay if Americans complain about certain things in the Dominican Republic. Does he think it's rude to complain? Do we need to shut up and just live here? Or does he think that it's okay to complain about certain things?
Él dice que si tú entiendes que él, si uno es un norteamericano que viene aquí al país, tiene derecho a quejarse, o si debería callarse y no quejarse.
No, tiene derecho a expresarse.
You have all the right to express yourself.
Okay.
Una cosa, algo,
Yes.
algo que debo agregar,
He wants to say something.
Go ahead.
entre las cosas que hay que desarrollar aquí, es ver la problemática haitiana, la actualidad haitiana, como una oportunidad nuestra de Dominicana para ayudar a que este país encuentre la ruta, el camino del desarrollo.
Okay, he says that one thing that would help a lot the Dominican Republic is to find the way to get together with Haiti in the perspective of helping them how to come up, how to overcome all of their problems, because we are both in the same island, and the two of us should grow up, and the Dominican Republic should see this as an opportunity to grow.
Okay. Gotcha. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Rico, go ahead, Rico.
Have your father ever been to the U.S. or you, Armando? I'm not sure if you've ever said that.
¿Tú has ido a Estados Unidos?
Sí,
he has been in the U.S. I was at the border because I was in Canada like 8 years ago, and I was at the Niagara Falls, and my two of my cousins, they crossed the bridge and we were there, but I couldn't cross to the U.S. because they would let me in but if I go in by there, but I don't accept the permission here,
Right.
then I have problems when I come here. They will say, "What were you doing?" and you didn't ask for the visa.
Okay. Can you ask your father where was he at? How long was he there? Like we're in the U.S. How long was he there? And what was his impression? What did he think of the U.S.?
Okay. ¿Por qué tiempo tú estuviste en Estados Unidos y cuál fue tu impresión cuando tú estuviste allá? ¿Y dónde fue eso?
Sí, yo fui invitado
He was invited
por el Departamento de Estado
for the Department of State
a Washington
to Washington
por 4 meses.
4 months.
Visité a muchos estados.
He visited a lot of states.
Estuve empleado
He
en el departamento departamento de trabajo mientras estuve allí.
He worked in the Department of State when in the time that he was there.
Yep.
What did he think about the U.S.? It's his impression.
¿Qué fue tu impresión?
Sí, un país bueno, es un país, o sea, digamos, con una historia, digamos, grandiosa.
It is a country with
marvelous stories.
With the marvelous story.
En menos de 300 años han construido.
In less than 300 years, they have constructed
el país más exitoso de la historia.
The most successful country in the history of the world.
Durante varios años, yo fui invitado por la embajada norteamericana.
For a lot of years, he was invited for the American embassy. He was invited.
Yeah. A celebrar el 4 de julio.
To celebrate the 4th of July.
Trabajé algunos 10 años, 5 años en la Alianza para el Progreso.
He worked like from 10 years in an institution that had a close relationship with the American government and the American embassy.
Ask him what year was this, just so I can get a frame of reference.
Eso fue en 1970, 75.
1975.
Woo, okay.
Yeah.
John, you a little baby boy. I was a little baby boy.
Tratamos.
About 10 years old. 9 years.
¿Cuándo you tiene?
81.
He's 81.
Yeah.
I said, well, I was like 9 or 10 myself. And I'm from Washington, D.C. He might have seen me at Little Nino.
Que a lo mejor tú lo viste.
Yeah. Hey, the most tell your father that we don't try to push one thing. We don't try to push race in the Dominican Republic. We like to tell all the facts about African because Africans has been pushed to the side so much, and we've done so much, but it seems like they would talk about the Spanish in school. Did they ever talk about the African race and how awesome the African race was? Because the Spanish race did a lot of great things also and bad things, but do they talk about in school when he was coming up, did they talk about the African race?
Que si alguna vez en la escuela a ti te hablaron sobre la cultura africana y de la o si no.
No, ni en la enseñanza primaria, ni en la secundaria, ni en la universitaria.
He never saw that. Even in high school, no shit about that.
Wow.
It's sad.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah. That's and it's not that I think that African race is better than all the races. is that I think that we should talk about all of them, and people get upset when I teach the children about the African race, and that's just something that I was taught. That's all. And I love to talk
que no
about
es que sea mejor la cultura africana, que simplemente lo que él piensa es que en los libros se debe enseñar todo.
Claro.
Y que los africanos siempre, a través de la historia, como que siempre lo han mantenido aparte.
Totalmente,
He
totalmente.
totally agree with you.
No.
Can I
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We get Dominicans to say don't talk about that race stuff here, but I'm not trying to talk about. I'm not trying to change the Dominican Republic into racism or race. I'm just trying to talk about all of the culture.
Yeah, the thing is that people don't understand you. Nikki was said something very interesting a couple of weeks ago. She said that the thing is that people don't see anything about this in their whole life when they're kid, when they're growing, and suddenly you come and hey, African culture. People say, "What is this guy talking about?"
Yeah. And I wanted to add this as well. I noticed that a lot of times when we're talking about race, when it comes to Dominican culture, there's so much pride and excitement when we're talking about the Spaniard part, right? The European part and all of that. My issue that I have with that is that if there were no African part at all, nobody would have any beautiful brown, light brown, medium brown, any brown skin, period. Because white with white makes white, okay? So that's my whole thing. So it's like, come on, cut it out. If you are Spaniard, you're Spaniard. If you're white, you're white. But again, without African, you're not having any brown anything. So let's be very clear about that, because what we're not going to do is leave brown, beautiful people out of the equation. That's what I have to say. And I'm going to drop the mic now. You're welcome.
I love it. I love it, Nikki. Yeah, that's right. That's a great job. Hey, hey, Mr. Armando Senior. I was surprised about some of your answers because I get so much pushback on certain things, but I just really like the truth. I like to hear the truth. I like to get your point of view. And I love the Dominican Republic. I love Dominican people. I don't want to change anything about your culture. Let your father know I don't want to change anything about you.
Que él dice que él se siente muy complacido con la respuesta que tú has dado, que él vive aquí en República Dominicana y que él ama República Dominicana, que la intención de esta conversación no es cambiar nada en la historia, sino que simplemente que las cosas se digan como son.
Y no solo eso, yo creo que también Dad entiende mucho. Yo creo que, verdad, Dad, tú entiendes mucho de lo que él estaba diciendo en inglés. No tengo razón, yo tengo razón.
Yeah, he understands like 90%.
Yeah,
because he speaks so well. I'm like, come on, he understands most.
Yeah. The thing is that he had like ¿cuánto tú tenías que no practicaba el inglés?
Como 15 o 20 años.
Like 15 or 20 years that he didn't had to use English because there.
Wow, you're very smart.
When I was a kid.
Okay.
When I was a kid, this guy was my first English teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you speak so well. That's awesome.
So, Armand, let me correct something that Coach said, okay? Because
he wants to talk, he's going to talk bad about the Dominican Republic.
No.
He has the right.
No, what I'm literally saying is, Coach said, I don't want to change anything about the Dominican culture. I want to change some things about the Dominican culture, the American culture, the German. I think every country has things that they traditionally do that need to be thrown away, and we need to evolve. So I may be thinking of one thing like, I wish Dominicans just didn't do this. They'll get there in their own time. what does your father wish? I'm sure he, as a Dominican man, there's some things about the DR he like, I wish they would change. So what is it something about I want him to tell me what he would like to see change about Dominican culture. From
That's a good question. Go ahead, Mr.
Que
Armando.
cambiara sobre la cultura dominicana.
Bueno, mayor apertura, mayor grado de libertad.
More to be more open to new things, to be more open to listen about different perspective of how other culture and other people think.
Mayor participación de la mujer.
Yeah, more participation of women.
Okay, that's a big one. That's a very big one.
Yeah.
Very big one.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell you guys something. Crusty ass Uncle Rico, he came to do work today, but guess what happened?
What?
He ended up shaking this man's hand. I'll be gone.
I mean, because here's the thing: there's never been any disagreement. There may have been a lack of clarity.
Yeah,
And I know that
exactly.
sometimes my delivery comes across with people like, hey, what are you getting upset about? I haven't said anything wrong. So, and that was in my opinion.
You hadn't said any disrespectful.
Here's the thing that I think, Armando, when I get frustrated about the Dominican Republic, I get frustrated about the education system. I get frustrated about women's treatment. I get frustrated about health care for everybody. I get frustrated and angry because I want it to be better for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not beating up on the DR. I'm like, no, we need to march, protest, complain, and make the government do better for all of you guys for future generations. Not just you and your father, but the poor Dominican down the street. It should be for everybody, because even in America, as your father said, how we were so successful, it came from people complaining, fussing, fighting, protesting, and marching. The government never gives you anything.
Yeah.
You have to take it.
You have to conquer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Or you won't get it.
Yeah, okay.
exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah. You had a question? Yeah, I have a question for you, Mr. Armando. Again, just going back to the culture prior to Spanish and Catholicism. Are there any in your culture or any people would like to go back to the old ways or return back to the original culture of Dominican Republic? Are there any that have those desires to want that things go back how it was before?
Well, I can understand. Excuse me.
Can you repeat the question?
My question is, are there anybody in your culture who would like to see things go back the old way, like before Spanish in the Spanish?
Si aquí si alguna vez aquí la sociedad ha pensado como que si la cosa fuera mejor, que si volviera a como era antes, como cuando antes que los españoles vinieran.
No.
Okay.
Alguna gente son nostálgicos de Trujillo.
There are some crazy people that are nostalgic about the Trujillo days, but
Look,
May I add this? May I add that about the Trujillo days? I think some of the people who want the Trujillo days are thinking about the fact that when Trujillo was in office, money-wise, the Dominican Republic was coming up. People were making more money. The country was becoming more valuable. And I mean, am I wrong when I say that? Los dos are wrong?
No, you're right.
But I think that when there are people who say that, for the people that are friends of mine,
The people that say that are the people that belong to the family that were benefited by that crazy guy. You know, my uncle that used to be my uncle, I have an uncle that she died like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When,
Yeah.
You kept saying
yeah,
uncle.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I was like, huh?
It was your dad's sister?
Yeah.
Oh, and condolence, Armando.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
you and your father.
The thing is that when she was like 18 or 19 years old, my grandmother had to move her to another place for 5 or 6 months because there was this general,
Armando, can I interrupt you for a second? Is that your son behind you?
yeah.
Okay. Hold
I
on.
never even knew you had a son, dude.
I'm gonna show you a picture of me. I swear that boy looked like me.
Uh-oh.
I was like, Jesus.
No, he didn't look like you, Rico. He looked way better than you.
In those days, it was common that the men that were loyal to Trujillo, they used to take women to Trujillo, so Trujillo can take out the virginity.
Yeah.
And
Do me a favor. While you're on that, can you give them the story of the Mirabella sisters? See, people don't think I read about the Dominican Republic.
yeah, and my grandma had to move her for 4 months because there was this guy that had power that wanted to bring my aunt to Trujillo. My aunt has this. She had a big,
a big ass.
And
put some respect.
what's that?
No, I was talking to Coach, not you.
Hey, John, we have to
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey.
When you come back, tell them the story about the butterflies, please, Armando.
Okay.
I think it'll be a great story to tell.
We're gonna have a live about that.
Tell your father I said thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peace out.
All right. Thank
Rico,
you.
Nikki,
Bye-bye.
Carl, John.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna knock on your door in a little bit. I'll see you soon, Dad.
Adios. Yeah,
Hey,
that's a great story. You should get sold every moment on that too. The Mirabella system.
Were you surprised at some of his answers?
No, not at all. Not a single
I
one.
was.
I wasn't. Not a single one.
He was open.
He was open. I thought he was going to be more like neutral toward like what some of these biased Dominicans say, like, shut up. You need to stop.
Well, one thing that was clear to me is when he told me he was in the U.S. and he worked for the State Department, that automatically told me that Mr. Armando Sr. he's a Dominican intellectual. He's an educated man. He's not a bus driver. He ain't a cab driver. He's a Dominican intellectual educated. That's how he got to that government position. So that means he reads. He reads, he knows history, plain and simple.
Right.
So I'm not arguing with, I'm like, oh, okay. John finally brought an intelligent Dominican. He didn't bring one of his drinking buddies. Okay.
Manuel is a good, intelligent person.
And Manuel is absolutely, but that's about it. The delicious cut off after that.
Excuse me.
Are you talking about Nikki?
You're not Dominican.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
May I answer? I don't even hear what y'all were talking about. What I saw was obsessing over Dominicans. So Alessandro Diaz, let me make something very clear. I don't know if you're new to the channel or you're not. Our channel is about helping expats navigate through Dominican Republic. So I am not obsessed over Dominicans. Quite frankly, the ones that I've dated have been obsessed over me. So let's be clear about
that. He comes on the channel all the time. He's obsessed with us.
But
that's what I'm saying. And here you are obsessing over black people that are talking about, hey, Dominicans.
We're not talking about Dominicans. We were actually having a conversation with two Dominican men.
Exactly.
So that's all I'm saying is this was an open dialogue.
So let me tell you something.
An open dialogue.
When it comes to my family, my Dominican route family, I will cut you. All right, with my word.
What I'm just saying is
together.
This was an open dialogue. And it's silly. That's why I say I don't worry about them getting butthurt about things I say. I'm like, dispute it with the facts. Get Alejandro, go get KM123. Everybody know he's this Puerto Rican, whatever, his Mexican guy that can't stand black men in Hispanic spaces, but it's not going to change. The reality is I will be happy. I will go to his channel and we can have a discussion.
He wouldn't do that. You know,
but
he don't show his face.
There's nothing to get butt hurt about because nobody's saying anything wrong. I'm not saying anything offensive. I'm just stipulating it. I know you got Afro-Latinos. You don't need to tell me that. And guess what? They're black. Racially, they're black. Ain't nobody asked you what their ethnicity was. Nobody asked you what their nationality was. Racially, they're black. Just like me. And guess what? Just like they're fucking mixed, so am I.
Right.
So is Coach.
I am.
We're all mixed.
The French people.
We're all mixed.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you mixed with, but you're mixed.
Who?
Louisiana. I've already told you guys about
everybody from Louisiana ain't got no French in them. Stop.
I've already told you guys about my DNA. I'm 23% European with all of this brown chocolateness, okay? And I know my family.
And see, here this is the ridiculous. Said Afro-Latinos are very different. No, they're not. No, they're not.
No.
They are not very different. They are not. They are no more. Mixed race people in the Caribbean and Latin America are no different than mixed race people in Europe, America, or any fucking where else. It simply means multiple races have come together to create a child. And you don't create a new race. It is a person born with multiple racial identities. That's why most people can clearly, if you're biracial or triracial or multiracial, you say, hey, I'm all of them. But you don't deny one. So again, you're obsessed by being over here. And it's just a silly argument. So I don't even want to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. I don't take no offense to nothing you said. I tell you what, drop the link for him, John, and let's see if he has the courage.
He ain't gonna come on yet, but he don't show his face. You said if they don't show his face, if they don't show their face,
I don't care if he don't show it. I want to see if he got the balls to join the conversation. Because if you're going to come out here,
Rico.
No, he's not, because you don't have to let him. I just want to see if he got one ball.
All right.
Nobody's coming on this channel to overtalk any of us.
There's the link. There's the link.
Last time he didn't
no, John. There's the link. There's the link. Which one of you got at least one ball between the two of you? There's the link. All you gotta do is click on it. Just click on it, and it'll bring you right up. But no, don't say anything. Don't help him out.
But let me talk. Let me say this.
Go ahead.
They just start over talking you when you start making sense.
Right, but hear me. I don't care what
happened last time. Remember we had that last time?
I don't care what they try to do. Listen what I'm saying. Even Big Clips, he's the one always crying in the comments.
He's
don't
scared.
Understand outside the USA. First of all, let me say this. Put it up. Highlight his comment. I just want to bring it up. First of all, let me explain to you guys. Okay, the identification of race was not created in America. Okay, y'all have this fascination with this shit because we did have the one drop rule. But racial identification was created in Europe.
Right.
Our fucking masters were your fucking masters. So when they created white, black, Asian, and indigenous, that shit was created in Europe. Y'all got mad because we got the balls enough to talk about it. Explain something to this. I ain't never claimed to be pro-black because I'm not.
That's right.
So are you pro-Latino, which ain't a race? It's not a race. Latino, Hispanic, they're not a race. They're an ethnicity. They're a culture. That's it. But literally, some people will argue, like when Dominicans claim that they have a Hispanic culture, people will argue, actually, you have a Caribbean culture. You're more akin to Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Cubans, Puerto Rican, because you're all in the Caribbean. It's geographical.
Hey Rico, why they haven't jumped on the link yet?
Because they scared. I told you. I just wanted the link to be there because I smell pussy. You know what I'm saying? You drop the link, smell like pussy.
I smell it too. I thought I smelled something. I was like, oh my God.
So we ain't running. We're not running. Let's have the conversation. Let's have the conversation.
Yeah.
And then they always talk about, they don't listen. Let me say this. I'm a real talk. And Carl can vouch for it. We talk about all kinds of positive stuff on the channel, uplifting the Dominican Republic, talking about amazing Taino people, Spaniards, just talking about the culture, tobacco. We talk about everything. They don't comment on that. They don't say nothing about that.
No.
We talk about how lovely, how beautiful. We talk about all. Go ahead.
Who were we waiting on to come in here?
Ain't none of them pussies gonna come.
No, but which was it?
We were waiting Alejandro or
okay. The one that is still talking shit but won't come on. Yeah. Yes, we know that Brother Rico is married when I meet him. And guess what?
Nikki, before you came on the channel, we brought him up. He didn't show his face. That's his entourage, Kim and all of them. And he started talking bad about Troy and talking about you look like you Haitian.
They over there,
look how black you are.
Ugly, unattractive, loser-ass guy, Alejandro, that wants to keep talking shit. Got it. Say less. Bro, you're mad because we're over here having the best time of our lives with Latino people in our lives.
Here's the hilarious part. Nikki, here's the hilarious part. He down in the chat talking about Rico lives in Maryland. Even local Dominicans don't want to talk to him because I wouldn't recognize them because they look just like niggas. I wouldn't know they're fucking Dominican. They look just like niggas. They act just like niggas. They complain just like niggas. They shop. They do everything just like the niggas in Maryland.
Alejandro.
To me, when I see a Dominican in Maryland, I see another nigga.
Alejandro,
talking about?
You're scary ass here, boy. You're scary.
I see another nigga.
You were over there talking so much shit, but yet still, you're so gangster typing, aren't you? Yo, you're so mad.
Hey, they always, you know why they be mad? What he said right here. Black Americans love dating outside their race. Oh man.
Others love dating into black.
Here's the reality. This is either a white presenting, and first of all, let me be clear, John. Let me be clear. This is how I always get them, right?
Okay.
I got $100 to say that I'm arguing with a Dominican American that don't own one speck of sand on the fucking island.
Yeah.
You sorry motherfuckers that's so much in defense of the DR don't own one speck of sand. You know what I'm gonna tell you, fucking Alejandro? Get the fuck out my country because I own property there. You get the fuck out of my country, you sorry, no tax paying motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my country. Because I'm no longer arguing with Dominican Americans who ain't invested one motherfucking dollar on the island. Fuck you deadbeat broke motherfuckers.
That's right.
That's what you motherfuckers.
And he probably look like Bart Simpson in the face.
Your daddy is a gringo because when that motherfucker come to the island, he's renting. He's a fucking renter. Fuck you deadbeat motherfuckers. Get out of my island.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what else is mad about. Tonight when I go to sleep, I'm sleeping next to what? A Dominican. Oh my God. So is John and so is Carl. And guess what? Rico's sleeping next to a Latina.
It's ridiculous that people want to sit there and tell you where you've invested your money, your hard work. Again, I'm doing more to help the island than you motherfuckers are.
Honestly,
all have African heritage.
They all have African heritage.
All of them.
And literally, And literally, I'm not over there fucking whores. I'm not doing all that. I'm literally, I own property. I pay taxes. I'm sitting there I'm supporting poor Dominicans in the community. What the fuck are you doing, Alejandro? But sitting
wait, hold up.
like a fucking sissy.
He said, I support Venezuelans coming.
I do too. I
thought Venezuelans was had a lot of African in them. They
no. I don't care about the African. I support them coming too. But literally, I don't give a damn about the race. Where the fuck is your money? Unless you're gonna show me a deed to something you own, shut the fuck up trying to tell me anything. Then let's have a paperwork party. I'll pull out my paperwork, motherfucker. You pull out yours.
Drop the mic.
Other than that, because guess what? Guess who begged me to fucking come there? The Dominican government.
That's right.
They begged me to buy that shit. And I took my $200,000 and put it on the goddamn line. Where the fuck is your money?
And continues to beg it.
But that's the shit. That's the bullshit you motherfuckers talk. And tell me I can't speak.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they think
and y'all motherfuckers, and they all up in Washington Heights crying like a motherfucker about everything. It's too cold, taxes too high, traffic's backed up. Don't nobody tell y'all not to complain.
It reminds me of the KKK when they don't never show their faces. They don't never show their faces. The Klan kept their face closed up, covered up. But they talk all kinds of shit. You niggers need to get on up out of here. Show your face, but they don't want to do it. They're scared.
This motherfucker sitting up here. Now, this is the crazy part about it. This is how low hanging fruit this ignorant motherfucker is. Now he flexing on Salvadorian gangs. Oh, the MS-13 pushed the black gang. You know what? If they did, I'm happy for that. I'm not a fan of any gangs. And guess what? We'll lock their ass up like we locked up the black ones. Don't make no difference. Don't make no difference. Because I'm snitching. I'm snitching like a motherfucker. I'm gonna have the Trinitarios, which is the Dominican gang. I'm gonna lock you motherfuckers up too. Don't think I don't know about you motherfuckers. I'm snitching on you
motherfuckers. Alejandro, thank you for making our show a comedy view right now, because let me take
this speaks to the level of intellect that you find yourself arguing with. That's why the conversation was better when it was Armando and his father, because they're intellectual Dominicans rather than these ignorant motherfuckers that come here.
Right.
And I don't give them a voice. Fuck these stupid, lowbrow, ignorant ass motherfuckers.
And all we got to do is just push block and block them, but we just.
But let him. I love that the world is able to see how ignorant. Like, bro, you look like a fool. Say thank you to yourself, because you look like a god dang fool.
So I pray to God. I hope you are KEM 123. Because other than that, that's not a good look for you to be a Dominican man over here twerking for another man.
Wait.
That's some homoerotic shit. So please tell me you are KEM 123. Yo, man, KEM 123. He was right. Let me twerk like a sissy ass motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, but I do have to say this real quick. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. And I told myself I wasn't going to behave this way today, but they bring the shit out of me.
I want to apologize to Alejandro Diaz.
Fuck him.
Oh, see. Oh, ooh, yummy.
Imagine where his mouth going to go later tonight.
Yummy.
Imagine where his mouth going to go later tonight, motherfucker.
I apologize. I'm not going to kiss my Dominican woman no more.
Now, Alejandro, go kiss your Dominican boyfriend, motherfucker. I'm sick of this shit.
Ay, Dios mío. Yo.
You can smell the pussy, and you can smell the bullshit in motherfuckers like this. They have 1,000,001 opportunities. I'm like, I don't need to focus on Black Americans. I'm good. I focused on me. That's why I got what I got. You need to focus on you, Alejandro. If you focus more on you than Dominicans that you ain't doing a motherfucking thing for in America. So while you're in America, being the low bottom feeding motherfucker that you are, if you focused on uplifting yourself,
Rico, wait. Imagine, listen, Carl, imagine a person in their head go on people's channel and try to swear people and try to talk bad like we
and
trash
twerk,
or we
and twerk.
And twerk.
And twerk.
You know what type of life you gotta have to do that?
Here's the
Not
beauty.
one,
No.
Not one.
Here's the beautiful.
This man, hold on, Rico, hold on. Let me get my reading real quick. This man said, hey, what did he say? He said Rico needs to focus on Black Americans. Meanwhile, his Dominican ass is focused on who? Black Americans. You sound ridiculous. Like you're doing the like, hello, they have shown a spoofing of the way it is.
Anyway, I love stuff like that. I just love it. Anyway, these Mr. Almando and Mr. Almando Sr., they did a wonderful job.
They did a very good job.
Just opening it up, talking about things. We talked about everything in 1 hour. We didn't just talk about race. We talked about religion. We talked about the when America came in and you know with the Civil War.
Why you can stop fucking apologizing to these motherfuckers. Stop it.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying.
You know what? Stop explaining shit to these ignorant motherfuckers. Stop. They don't deserve it. If they're not going to hit the link like an honorable man and come up and have the conversation.
Oh, maybe they didn't see it. They didn't see it. I'm going to say it again. Maybe they didn't see the link.
They see the link. You either hit the link and have the conversation or motherfuck you. I don't owe you nothing. And let me be clear about this.
They didn't see it the first time.
Let me be clear about this. You keep saying the DR is tired of these gringos. When this pretty black chocolate motherfucker get off the plane, they kissing my ass from the time I step off until the time I leave. And I had 2, 3 of them motherfuckers dragging them. I'm like, don't go, daddy. Don't go. Don't go, daddy. Don't go. The fuck you talking about? They would take one of me over 10 of you. You broke dead motherfucker. That's what they would take. And I know that for a fact.
Rico,
they would take one of me over 10 of you.
I agree with him right here. He says, Rico, you got a mental obsession over Dominican.
I don't know any. You already told me I don't know any. I know a couple of niggas that speak Spanish.
Rico, when I say I love you, yo.
Haitian Gummin.
I know a lot of niggas that speak Spanish.
Hey, it's always good to see you, brother. Always been supporting the channel from day one. Haitian Gummin, shout out to you, brother. Always good to see you, man.
You just gotta, the bottom line is you gotta knock out the ignorance, because the bottom line is there's always going to be, nigga, I'm not hard to find at all, Alejandro. Let me know when you want to find me. Let me know when you want to find me. I'm not hiding.
Because you gonna come and find them.
But I don't do it, that little subliminal threat shit.
You can't, Alejandro,
I don't do that.
You can afford the ride to get to this.
And trust me,
talking about what you're broke.
And let me tell you this: my Hispanic family is deep, very deep, motherfucker. Ain't no Dominicans in there, but there's a whole lot of other shit: Mexicans, Salvadorians, Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, Colombians. Very deep. But I don't play that. I'm too old to be playing that violence game. But I hate when you motherfuckers always want to resort to that shit in a knee-jerk reaction. I don't start shit. I only finish shit.
Yeah, because
I don't run to nothing, but I don't run from nothing. Exactly. So the next time you make a little pussy-ass threat to me, motherfucker, put your name on it.
Yeah.
Let me know when and where.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're a punk ass bitch.
I'm gonna be right there with you.
No, but they always do this shit. Every time when they get to, I told you to drop the link so he could come up and have the conversation. He didn't want to have the conversation. He want to do insult after insult after insult after insult. So I'm gonna go back with him. When all of a sudden he can no longer handle it, this is the little pussy ass shit he want to do. Again, I smell pussy.
Exactly.
When and where, motherfucker? When and where?
And here's the deal. He won't even, not only will it not come up, but he won't even come up without a space. Bro, let's hear your little punk ass voice.
Right, because I don't want the motherfucker to show his face. I'm willing to say, hey, we can have the conversation.
Haitian government say he wants some smoke too.
Yeah, I mean, it's silly. This is not even what it was.
Haitian, hey, come up on the link if you can, brother. Come up on the link, Haitian. Hey, shout out to RA, always donating. Thank you so much, brother. I talked to you the other day, man. When you arrive in the DR, they want to sip on your muscles, LOL.
I don't know what
That's what they want to do.
And RA mentioned that I missed his message from earlier. I don't know what message he was talking about. So let me know that, because I have no problem addressing.
Look, good show, great show. Look, hey, okay, let's say this, okay? Fuck Alejandro.
Okay.
Captain with Troy on Wednesday. Hey, Carl.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
You motherfucking better be.
I was sick, man. I was sick.
Okay, you're going to be sick if your ass ain't there this Wednesday. But Wednesday night, tapped in with Troy. Coach is going to be there. Nikki's going to be there. Carl, please, if you can, brother.
Okay.
We appreciate you. And because basically, and I'm going to say this, and you're not going to steal it, we're going to do a stream on what we call in Caribbean expectations. So the reality is what we're trying to do is we're trying to, like, basically, you got Troy, you got Hollywood, you got Roberto. These are three brothers who live in the DR. So we're going to try to look at, okay, what was your expectations or your beliefs about what it was going to be before you got there versus what the reality was when you got there. And that's something that you can add to, John. I'm pretty sure you thought it was going to be one thing, and then you couldn't find out, oh, okay, well, so we're trying to tell people, don't be putting no fucking fantasy in your head, and then when they land on the ground, it's like, oh shit, this ain't what I thought it was. So we're having a good conversation. Nikki, drop the link in the chat when you get a moment, please, sister. Go ahead, say what you got to say, because I'm just trying to encourage.
Let me say this, because we got 20 more minutes and then we'll be off. But man, can I answer that question right now, Rico?
Sure.
Okay. I never.
You want to answer it Wednesday too, motherfucker?
What?
You want to answer it Wednesday too?
Okay, cool. But let me say this. A couple of things I noticed. I'm not talking bad about Dominicans, but they don't understand the concept of boundaries.
Okay.
I've been living here for 4.5 years. So Dominicans, and you told me to always be real, and I'm trying to do better at telling them the bad side of it also.
Just tell them the truth, not the good or the bad, the truth. That's why I don't want it to be. I don't want it to come out as the good and the bad. No, none of it's good, none of it's bad. It's just the truth.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like when you go to the ATM machine, Dominicans get up on you at the ATM machine. They don't. They when you go to the grocery store, they up on you when you put your credit card in or when you put your groceries.
How about they cut the line? That's what fucks me up. I don't get that.
They cut the line and then they do that all the time. They jump in front of people.
And I had to learn to bite my tongue about that shit. I was like, okay, I got a car. He got one thing. He's gonna because in the States we be ready to fight.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah,
I know. The other day, quick side note. I was at the Caribe Express, and I saw these people trying to etch up on me. And I was like, oh, not today, baby. Because you know what? I've had enough of this bullshit. So when they tried to etch up on me, I went ahead and got up next to it. So I was like, I dare you to say anything because I was going to tell them, I know, yo soy siguiente, soy yo. Mm-hmm. Nobody said a damn thing because I'm gaining that confidence of, oh, absolutely not. So I get what you're saying. It will happen that way. And
that's right.
About what RA said about my hospital clips, you guys, I'm gonna put my what is it? I'm gonna put my
channel. You need to put your channels in the
I'm gonna
chat.
put my channel. I put Troy's channel there as well
Right.
already.
Yours too.
I'm gonna put my channel too, so that you guys can follow, because I am starting to do more like safety things or whatever.
Yeah, I'm watching.
I see someone here whose name is American Male Worship President, and they're saying that someone's Spanish is really bad. Who's
They
Spanish?
talking about they fighting in the chat. They fighting in the chat, Nikki. But definitely everybody listening, tapped in with Troy, hit Nikki. I think you got 2 channels, right, Nikki?
I do. I have La Nikki Oficial,
Right.
or La Nikki Official, and then I have Tia Nicole Dorset. I'll put both of them here, and I'm gonna put Troy's one more time as well.
Yeah. And one more thing before I got to say this, and then I'll let you guys speak on the final notes. And I know I want him to give his opinion also on the things that you noticed also. I lived in the compost. I lived there, Rico and Nikki and Carl, and I would see how they would disrespect certain Dominicans would disrespect.
San Cristobal?
Yeah, yeah.
That ain't the compost, John, but go ahead.
Rico, I stayed in the compost for a while also. How you gonna tell me certain parts of San Cristobal ain't the compost?
I saw your house. That's not the compost, but go ahead.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I stayed with grandmother. I stayed with grandmother a couple weeks, and I was in the compost. But shut up. Anyway,
you lower class, but you wasn't the compost. Stop it.
But I never knew how much certain Dominicans would just really hate on Haitian people, and it really kind of struck a nerve. And the game, even in San Cristobal, even if it wasn't the compost, the kids would be outside playing the game. You're it. You smell like a Haitian. And it was like, you're it. You smell like a Haitian. And then the Dominican kids would be crying. They would fold up and crying because they got tagged because they smelled like a Haitian. And that's so sad for them, for generations and generations and generations to pass that game on. Instead of playing tag, it's called tag, you're Haitian. And it really struck a nerve with me with the Dominicans, but I understand we all have bad things, in our cultures, but it really hurt me inside.
That's called trauma.
That's called what?
Trauma. You're creating trauma on a child's psyche because you're sitting there telling him he's less than because of the complexion of his skin. You're creating trauma. And I know they think it's a fucking game, but that's what they're doing. And I don't blame the children. I blame the adults for not correcting that and saying you're not less than no matter what your complexion or skin color looks like. That creates generational trauma that goes into a child who grows up all his life hating himself, and he projects that trauma onto his own children because he's been taught that black and dark skin is less than. It's fucking trauma. And if y'all ain't got the balls to call it out, the fuck if I don't. Fuck you, Alejandro, you sissy twerking motherfucker. No,
I thought we weren't going to talk about him no more.
No, okay, I'm not. But again, I'm saying I go after all of these things because I have a dark-skinned son and everything. And that's the place I come from. We don't fucking let this shit slide. We punch it in the mouth every motherfucking time we see it.
Let me ask you this, Rico. Let me ask you this. Should I have told the children when they was playing the game?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should have. You should have told them that that's not cute, that's not funny. Stop. Now they probably would have told you, "Fuck you." That's fine. But for me, this is the thing I always do. Like people will say, "Oh, I can't tell them." Like, no, you can tell them. They don't have to listen. They don't have to listen. But I have an obligation to tell them. So anytime where I see discrimination, sexism, anytime I see an injustice, I have to speak up, even if it doesn't get fixed. It doesn't matter because silence is what? Complicity. If I see something wrong and I know it's wrong and I say nothing, then I contribute to it. It's just that. And I'm saying collectively as a group of people all over the world. And then again, like I said, I don't look at things just racially. I look at things by sex, by gender. So people I'm like, no, motherfucker, when I see male spaces that are being unfair and disproportionate to female spaces, I speak up about it. They call me a simp, a beta, oh, you a cuck. They call me all kinds of, I don't give a fuck. I believe women are equal to men. I believe that. I believe that to my bone. I don't believe in all that. I know the patriarchy exists, but I think it's unfair. I think men get unearned privilege.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right. Silence is death. And I probably should have said something. And if Rico, you ain't, I'm right. Shut up. Mm-hmm. Damn. All right. But I'm just saying, you're trying to make me feel bad because I didn't say that.
No, I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying we have to intentionally think about these things. That's all. And all right, yeah, I call Buddy gay, yes, because I'm gonna be honest with you, that's my one weak spot and I'll be honest with you, I am very much an ally of the LGBT community, that even though they won't accept me, I believe in same-sex marriages, I believe in their right to sit there and foster children, I believe in all that. But I am a man, I am a baby boomer, I am a man of the 60s, so a lot of that ignorant shit in my head will still sometimes come out, especially when I'm triggered. Maybe I shouldn't have called the guy gay, but again, I do have to question it if a man is up here twerking as hard as he was for another man. But you're correct, RA, for and
you send the link because I want to see the twerk.
No, what I'm saying is I acknowledge it because the only way I ever get better is when people like you call me out. If you don't check me for it, I keep doing it. So I can appreciate that art. I really do. I gotta stop that shit. That's a lazy way of me combating them, and I gotta do better. I have to do better. So I apologize for that. I gotta do better. You're right. Thank you. All right. Continue to kick me in my ass. I need
all right. Thank you so much for your donation, brother. I want to ask Carl, what's something that stood out for him, living, and dating in the Dominican Republic and his fiance? What's something that kind of jumped out to you want to talk about?
Pretty much, in my experience with Dominicans, again, I find them great people. I don't have no problems with them. I've been with my fiance for 4 years. She shows no prejudice or animosity towards Haitians. She knows about the background and so forth. But look at me, I'm dark, and she loves darkness. So it's that's never been an issue with us. But overall, my experience with Dominicans, it's been good. I haven't had anything really impactful that would make me look at them in a negative light. But again, understanding the history of the country, I think it's very important that the knowledge and the understanding needs to come out, and especially for the Dominicans to know their origins, and not just let it just be one-sided. They have to know the whole thing, everything, because too much stuff has just been covered up, hidden. And it's people like ourselves, and we're going to awaken people, help them to see, know the truth about things. I mean, nobody hates. I don't hate no one, but just know the truth about things, and stop being in this darkness and thinking that one side is always right, or better. That's right. I like that. It's just come to the equal. We all, come. Be tired of that ignorance, that nonsense. It's come on.
Yeah, I got a question. It might be kind of sound off the wall, but Nikki and Carl, when y'all get in the sun, does the sun burn y'all because y'all are blacker than us?
Don't answer this shit. Don't answer this nigga shit.
First of all, let me just say this. The fact that he used the term blacker than me is absolutely ridiculous. And that's fine with me. When I was in 5th grade, I went to the beach for the very first time to and I actually got sunburned, and I was a little bit lighter back then too, on my back, And I had no idea. I learned that that's what it was because I hopped in the shower and my mom was like, "Oh, girl, you got sunburn." And my mom is high yellow. So I was just like, okay, we're different. So yeah, things happen.
It happens. I can say the same thing too, because like when I go off my walks and so forth, I'll burn, but it doesn't hurt me enough. And I can see you other parts. I'm lighter down here.
Yeah,
but,
I know. Yeah.
That don't bother me at all. The more sun I take in, the more hair. I used to have, you know, when I was growing up, looking down as being dark and all that. People look at and call me spook and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That bothered me back then. It don't bother me now.
It don't bother you now.
The blacker the better. I don't care. I love my darkness.
Amen.
I love it, and I will never trade it for nothing or anybody.
Amen. Hey, Dion Moore, what's up, brother?
Hey, John. How's the panel? How you doing? Hey, Rico.
Good to see you. Carl was asking about you earlier today.
Yeah, what's going
Hey,
on,
Carl. How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
Good, man. You want to, before we wrap it up in the next 10, 15 minutes, you want to say something about, I mean, we had a great, I don't know if you listened to Mr. Mondo, Senior. They did
well, I had came late, but I had just heard you talking about them saying something about something about the Haitians. Right. It's real strange to me, man, how I don't know anything about that history, but it's like if they come to America, we all in the same bag, man. It's not no division. You know, I try to be careful because I heard about the thing between the Haitians and the Dominicans. I'm just saying, you know, that we need to do better, man. You know, that's all I got to say.
I like that, man. Yeah. Yeah, we all have to do better. That's why I love people to hang around people like you and Carl.
Yeah, man.
And Rico. You know, we talk trash, we talk a little shit sometimes, but we are really helping people out. We are trying to do something
right.
the Dominican Republic, to help people that's moving to the Dominican Republic. We're, you know, when it comes down to relationships, when it's time to get an apartment, when it's time to buy something, you don't see no scamming over here. You don't see no lies and no trickery and YouTubers trying to get their money up and scam people. We don't do that over here, and that's what I love. Yeah.
Hey, John, are you in Santo Domingo now?
Yeah, I am. It's a suburb of Santo Domingo. It's called Juan Bosch.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I might, God willing, I might be coming there in a few months. I will. I will let you know that.
There you go.
But I want to ask you this, man.
Let me say this real quick. Hold that thought. Listen to this. It was just reported to me that 3 guys from the United States were robbed at gunpoint yesterday or day before yesterday in Sosua. And we just got to be careful with that. They took their passports, they took their credit cards.
In Casa Linda?
Yeah, right, Rico. Yeah. So we just got to be careful with that. And Sosua and Colombia, and these people are starting to pick up to what's going on. And if you're going down, I don't know what happened with these guys. I'm not saying if you're going down there trying to prostitute and trying to get with a whole bunch of prostitutes, these people are watching you. So
if that's the case, then fuck them.
Yeah. Well, see me, right?
Fuck them.
But I'm talking about the ones that thinking about coming down here.
That's what they're doing.
John, and Rico, and Panel. When I first was coming to DR, right? People said something about Sansor. I said, man, I'm not going to Sansor. I said, I want to go to Santo Domingo because I don't want none of that. I'm there to eat some food, go to the beach, man, and enjoy the culture of DR. And I enjoy myself. Like, I like Santo Domingo. I mean, I'm not going to Sansor. Sansor is not even on my list. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just coming to get out of the hustle and bustle of the United States. I'm gonna go to the mall, Gore Mall, the Blue Mall. I just want to have just for a week, man, clear my head. You know, that's my thing. That's why I come. I don't come for all that other stuff. You know, so I just come to clear my head because, as y'all know, things is getting it's tight here. So wherever I can go, and yes, I am a weekend warrior, but I'm a weekend warrior trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to clear my head. That's all I am. So,
Hey, brother, I appreciate that. One thing I don't like about what Rico do is I said something to try to let people know to stay out of the sewer and be careful. And Rico gonna give me a hard time for saying that. That don't make no sense, man. I don't understand that. Anyway, he talking. Patrick, thank you so much for the $5 donation, brother. As a Haitian, I can say colorism exists in the Haitian culture. You believe that, Nikki?
If colorism can exist in the Haitian culture, if I believe that,
I don't know. That's Haitian government. Haitian government. What you got to say about that? But go ahead, Nikki.
Wait, you didn't let me answer it.
I thought you was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I wanted to clarify. So I think that it can exist in that. I know that we have a friend that we know. I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. But she is Haitian, and she's a lighter skinned Haitian. And I know that she finds herself not in situations that darker skinned Haitians have been in more so. You know what I mean? Like when she comes here, we're going to be hanging out together. That someone may say to her, like, "Are you Dominican?" And maybe say that maybe I'm the Haitian or something like that. So it's just kind of one of those really silly things. So I'll just leave it at that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, I want to ask y'all this because I was in DR 2 years ago. I didn't have any issues, but it seemed like things is going on more. When I come, God willing, if I come in the next few months, do you think that's something I gotta be concerned about? Because y'all know I'm dark brown and I got dreads. I got my dreads in the like tail right now, a ponytail. But do you think that's something I have to kind of think about now?
Well, I can answer that, man, because I've picked up so many dark-skinned people at the airport, and I picked up Carl, and Carl lives in the same area I live in. They do flag us down more when dark-skinned people are in the car, and
really?
But
DMR, keep your ass away from the border.
Yeah,
keep your ass away from the border.
And that's what I was going to finalize.
I'm saying, but seriously.
Hey, Rico, I don't know anything about the border. I was there in Pantini. I was in Pantini.
What I'm saying is there are border areas. I can't remember the name of the city. Those areas, it is a higher risk of being mistaken. Santo Domingo is not a problem. That's the capital.
Let me tell you, Rico is right. Let me tell you why. I go there to the border all the time because Dominga's family lives in Barahona. Barahona is close to the Haitian border. So you have to go through a lot of checkpoints. You have to go through a whole bunch of checkpoints. You don't have to go through checkpoints when you're in Punta Cana and Santo Domingo and San Cristobal and all of those places. So Rico is absolutely right. Everybody, so they make you roll your window down. And if you're dark skinned, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna make you get out the car, or they're gonna say, hey, wait, let me see your passport.
Yeah. And it's not saying that you can't go. I'm just saying it increases the closer you get to the border, and then you'll be more sensitive about the way they're treating you. And it is going to be based on your look. And if what's crazy about a DMR, the guy that will pull you over and will be trying to look up your ass will be dark as Carl. That's what's crazy. You'll be like, are you serious?
I've noticed that too. It's like,
yes.
And I'm always like,
person
you don't feel bad
dragging you through the mud.
Yeah.
So look. So if I do come there, John, if I be with you, we're not going by the border, right?
No, we're gonna stay around here.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Just understand that you have to have your passport, and I'll give you one more example. Me and Domingo got on the bus, and on the way back on the bus, they had one Haitian guy, and guess where the bus driver put the Haitian guy at? In the front.
What?
So they don't miss them.
So because every time we got pulled over, he showed him his identification and that he was a legal Haitian, and then they let us go on. And they looked on the bus and they
Didn't see nobody else dark skin. Okay, we'll go.
They didn't see nobody else dark skin. But
even though look here, even though some of those light skinned people in the back could have been Colombians, Venezuelans, they could have been as illegal.
Also, they could have been
Haitians.
John, the gentleman by you,
Carl.
him,
Yeah.
Carl. Hey, Carl.
Yeah.
Do you is your mate or is your wife fair skinned?
Yeah, she's here we go.
Just like light brown. I was like,
Okay.
light brown.
She's a little bit darker than Domingo.
Okay, so do you get any? Okay, hey, Carl, do you get any feedback or anything said to you or anybody saying anything?
Has anybody said anything to me?
Yeah.
No. The only thing, no, I can't account a couple of places. One time I was down here back in April. We was driving down the road. Military police, they pulled us over, and they just want to check my ID. That was it. No problem.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question, Carl.
Yeah.
You don't get any second looks, right? What is your lovely fiance name? Just her first name.
Lenny.
Lenny.
Yeah.
But my question is I think what happens is, like in relationships like yours, while you won't be questioned because they'll look at you psychologically as, oh, he's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about her? Because again, remember, what is it? Mejor la raza, to better the race. So she's the lighter skinned one. Those are the person that get the criticism for being a darker skinned person.
Right.
You don't get criticism. It's expected in these cultures that, and again, like I said, this is not a Dominican thing. This is Colombia, Brazil, Venezuela, all through Latin America, that the darker skin, which it even goes back to a very famous picture where the very dark-skinned grandmother is praying to God because her mulatto child procreated with a white man, thereby further lightening the generation. That's the Mejor la Raza. It's a very famous painting, and it's saying the psychosis is the dark skin always aspires to go with the light skin, and the shame is never on the dark skin partner. It's always on the light skinned person for like, why didn't you better the race? Because it's always expected. Everybody is supposed to whiten up.
That's a whole literal.
That's where it comes from.
Let me tell you that. Listen to me very quickly. I'm gonna pause and say this because my boyfriend's waiting for me. I cooked, we ate, we had a good time, and now I want to go and have some more good time. So what I want to say is I'm
TMI. Too much information. I'm going to have a good time.
Anyways,
Too much information. No, you're good, Nikki. Go ahead, Nikki.
Hey, girl, you know I'm gonna bust your chops.
Anyways, here, guys, I'm leaving the link for tomorrow. We're doing a Q&A session. It's on Calendly. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link. We're also gonna share that on the community page so that you guys understand what it is that we're doing. It's a session where we're talking about how to navigate your way here in the DR. So all the questions that Dr. H.P. Black, PhD, subjects that he was talking about today, we're going to talk about all of that. So again, I'm going to put the link right here, right now. There's a small fee to get in for that because we're very busy and we have a lot going on. And I think sometimes you guys don't realize, and this is no disrespect to you guys, because we love you guys so much. Please know that. But John is extremely busy. John has a lot of doctor's appointments and things like that. So when we charge for things like that, it's to pay for all the things that John needs to do as well, okay? And also for his time because he's very busy. So I'm going to leave the link here. I love you guys to life. It's the one, the old meal. It's not letting me leave it. John,
no, it's okay. Let me say this, Nikki. That's a great point. But if you guys,
I'll put it in the private chat. See if it'll let you copy it and paste it. I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay. Now, if you guys want to be on this call tomorrow, all you have to do is just text me. But we're also going to do it like Nikki said also. But every single week, we're going to talk. Everybody that's a member, like Carl, and they have some other people that's members, y'all don't have to pay for anything because you are already a member, and we're starting to get membership is going up and up and up. But if you want to ask us any questions about the Dominican Republic, moving here, anything, it'll just be you all. So if it's 5 people that pay the $20, it's 5 people will be talking for 2 hours with you all. So if you guys want to be a part of that, every single week you can ask us any kind of question. So I'm going to put my number in here on WhatsApp, and at 7 o'clock Dominican time tomorrow, you guys can wait. We got the live tomorrow, right, Rico?
No, the live is on Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
So that I can get out of here. I'm going to say this
Okay.
last.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to lastly say, I was not expecting for as many of you guys to become members as you have. We are so grateful for you guys for that because you're helping us to continue to grow the channel. As you know, it starts at a measly $5 and goes up. So thank you guys so much for that. I was like, wow, y'all really love y'all some Dominican routes. So thank you so much for that. And again, like John said, if you guys are members, you don't have to pay to get in on that call that we're going to be doing every Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Correct, John? Eastern time?
Right. Yeah, right. No, it's going to be 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
Dominican time, which is 6 o'clock Eastern time.
Right. 7 o'clock because we want to make sure everybody gets. That's right, Rick. But we want to make sure everybody gets home. That's why we pushed it to 7 o'clock.
Our time, 6 o'clock their time, though, John.
No, well, I just said 7 o'clock our time. I'm sorry.
And didn't. Anyways, I love you guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Follow me on my channel and see you guys also on Wednesday for Attacking with Troy. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Bye, guys.
Bye, Nikki. Love you. Take care.
Love you. Mwah.
Bye. So, guys, y'all, I'll say it one more time. Tomorrow, if anybody has any questions about moving here, you need a repairman, you need to install a fan, electricity, you want to know about dating, you want to know about this woman, you want just anything you want to know about, just not a certain woman, you know what I mean, but women dating and stuff like that. Rico, don't look at me like that. I'm not talking about nobody's relationship. Now, if you say something about a certain woman, I'm not answering your question. You're on your own with that. But go ahead, DMR. What you about to say, brother?
What? Okay, so what time is that tomorrow again?
7 o'clock Dominican time.
Okay, I stay on the East Coast of the United States.
So that's 6 p.m. your time, DMR.
Okay, I'll be at work, but I'll take my lunch around 6. I'll try to tap in.
And
do
what
I
we
go?
do is, if you need a contact, like we will refer you to people that we know, like phone numbers, information, whatever you need, a lawyer, whatever you need, we will help you out. Well,
I'm like I said, I'm hopefully going to come in a few months. I just need someone to, I need to find an Airbnb. I'm kind of familiar with Santo Domingo. I like the Pantini area, man, but I like this area over there by the Malecon. I like that area, man.
Oh man, I got you. Don't worry about it. OB says, why you keep repeating that? Let me repeat it one more time for you, brother. If you need any type of help in the Dominican Republic, make sure you hit us up on 225-409-8806. We'll help you out with whatever you need.
Can you do me one last favor, just because I want to smell pussy again? Can you drop the link for Travis J?
Okay, I got you. Let me put the number in here one more time.
If he got one balls and gonna hit the link, or if he gonna smell like pussy like the rest of them. Just drop the link for him.
I never heard of this dude named Travis Chet.
Hit the link for him because he can hit it. And whatever he got to say, he can come up and say.
But he ain't gonna show his face, Rico.
We know that. I don't care whatever he's got to say. Because my thing is, it's not even so much about seeing these clowns. It's like, what is their position? What are they arguing? They're just sitting there saying, leave us alone again.
Elizabeth, shout out to Elizabeth. Rico, is your wife lighter or darker than you?
Lighter.
I don't know where she was going with that, but
what difference does it make? Absolutely none.
Okay, it don't. It really don't.
None. Absolutely none. But there's your fucking answer. Now what?
Oh, I dropped the link, Rico. Maybe he didn't see it.
He saw it.
It's like, man, real. You know what? It's real strange to me how people ask us that question. But if you was a Caucasian guy, none of that would matter. You know what I mean?
That's
always. It's always African American, American African people that they. It's, man, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying it's always an issue, man. You know,
it's because what it is, it's a deflection. Because if they're upset about what I'm saying,
right?
Okay, so what am I saying that's wrong? Tell me what I'm saying that's wrong.
I
am 1,000% open to being corrected, but you have to reach for all this dumb shit.
Right.
And it doesn't have any effect.
Hey, real quick, let's talk to Better Back Life. Y'all subscribe to that channel. Shout out to Brother Clarence. God bless you, brother. Yeah, but go ahead, Rico.
Do me a favor, highlight Elizabeth Pina.
Okay,
comment.
go ahead.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. Not one bit. Go ahead. Ask me your next question.
What does that mean? What does that mean, Rico?
Am I bettering the race? No.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Please don't get upset, Rico.
No, I'm not. The question is, because I sit there and said, no, listen what I'm saying, John. The question was, I spoke to the Latin term where they say mejor la raza, meaning to better the race. So she's asking me, am I bettering the race because I married a lighter skinned person? No, I am not bettering the race because we have not procreated and had any children.
Right.
And I'm too fucking, and no, let me finish. And I'm too fucking old to do so. So literally, I am not fucking to better the race. I'm not fucking to have light-skinned children.
Right.
All of my children are with African-American women. So when you say this, see, again, you ignorant mother, I'm sorry, Elizabeth Pena, because I'm not going to get upset. But see, that's the point is people say things trying to do this, got you, I got you, you doing, no.
Right.
All I'm saying is I'm calling out that statement, not because my son, who's African-American, have a Japanese wife. But again, that's not his intention because in Asia, they don't say mejor la raza.
Right.
They don't tell you to better the race or to whiten the race. We're saying that that's problematic within Latin America.
Right.
Where for centuries, they've literally said to whiten the race.
Right. Hey, Rico, real quick. Hey, hold that thought.
No, let me finish. For you guys to act like I'm not smart enough to conceptualize what it is, what they're talking about, what the definition is, what the meaning is disrespectful and dishonest. So don't ask me, am I doing it? And now I tell you that I'm not, you don't have nothing else to ask me. No, I am not trying to better the race. I love my wife because she loves me. She's the best part of me.
Right.
And we ain't having no more fucking children. None. and she has no biracial children. I have no biracial children. But reality, John, two people can come together and love each other, but that doesn't in any way diminish the fact that that is a wholly problematic statement throughout Latin America to say mejor la raza, which is to better the race, because you know what? That statement isn't even just Latin America. Right. Among black people, we used to say that shit. Mm-hmm. We would tell dark-skinned black people to marry light-skinned black people. So we know the trauma of that shit.
That's right. Right. Exactly.
We know the trauma of that shit.
Exactly.
And then you look in our fucking face and play with me like, oh, you don't understand. The fuck if I don't? I understand it. Fuck the Spanish. Mm-hmm. Dark-skinned black people all throughout America aspire. We place preference on light skin and closer to whiteness within the black community. Yep. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Yep. Y'all suffer from the same trauma that we suffer from.
Yep, exactly.
But you look at my fucking face and want to play with me. The fuck out of here. You know that shit all through Louisiana, John. The Creoles, the Cajuns. As white as you can fucking get. Yep. Do it. We didn't have a fucking term for it. There's nothing special about you motherfuckers.
But see, Rico, and you're right. See, I'm not trying to get into it, man, but see, these Latinos don't understand. We have family history of this stuff in Virginia, Louisiana, North Carolina, South Carolina. They underestimate what we've been through and don't understand. We know that. But like Brother Carl and Brother Rico, yourself and John, y'all go there humbling yourselves. Y'all don't say nothing, but in the back of your mind, y'all know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not just trying to start no waves, but they don't understand. We got a history of that. And some of us are just trying to get away from that. But then again, you come with statements like better the race. Now, for me, when I hear you talk about better the race, it sounds to me like, okay, hold on. That sound like some old superiority stuff coming on now. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm kind of beginning to think about that statement from you as being combative.
I like that. That's
you know what I mean? Hold on now. Wait a minute.
Hey, we didn't got. I love what's going on right now. We didn't got 2 people to join, and we got somebody else that's about to join. Hit the membership button, and that's going to help the Dominican Route channel. And every week you can get on the private call. So hit the join.
I just want to say this because again, like I said, that statement, and again, like I said, I got a Salvadorian wife. What the fuck are we talking about? I know culturally all throughout Latin America that exists, and again, they are always trying to weaponize that shit against me, but you can't because I won't let you because I'm. If I was stupid and didn't know any better, you could do it. Like no, but I don't have any biracial kids. So, and I know where it comes from. And I also know that Mejor la Raza also exists in the black community. We just didn't come up with a catchphrase. Do you know what our Mejor la Raza was? The brown paper bag. Right, John? You know that was invented in Louisiana.
That's right.
If you can't, I'm going to tell you this for black people. Brown paper bag test. If you ain't as light as this brown paper bag, your black ass can't get in. Or they even had what was called the Blue Vein Society.
Right.
See, y'all niggas don't like to read. I love to read. Mm-hmm. The Blue Vein Society were for white passing black people because if you had a drop of blood, your ass was black. So America didn't let you say, I'm Dominican, I'm from Louisiana. No, nigga, you's a nigga because you got a drop. So to pass that test, you had to be able to hold up your motherfucking wrist. And if they could see the blue vein, you could get in. Because you're so white or light that they could see your vein.
Right.
I couldn't pass. Carl, John, none of us could pass. But there were black people that were so white presenting, they could pass the blue vein test. That's no made up shit. That's also from down in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
The blue, they call them the blue. Anybody that want to question me, look up the Blue Vein Society.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll give you your history, black people.
Right.
Go ahead, Coach.
No, you good. You good. Hey, y'all, we had a wonderful time. Like I said, tomorrow we will be talking. And the reason I keep bringing it up is because a lot of people want to talk in private and want to know things. So DMR, join us tomorrow, brother. And you guys just text me on WhatsApp and I'll make sure I give you guys the link. We had a wonderful time. Rico, I'm gonna let you go ahead and say what you want to say. So I'm gonna take you down. Then I'm gonna let DMR say, and then after that, Carl, and then we'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Rico. Unless he might be pissing right now.
I'm done pissing. Okay, when am I supposed to be wrapping up?
Just just talk about how awesome. Let's talk about how Mr. Almando and Mr. Almando Sr. came on. Yeah.
No, I think let me say this. Again, I thought John was trying to set me up.
What? Who that?
I started trying. I was like, oh, they got some questions, but I'm like, okay, all right. Let me be ready, right? Let me be ready. But no, it was. I'm be honest with you. I am very happy to have been part of the conversation. I'd love to talk to him again. I desperately think we need to do a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, and so on and so forth. Because all these butthurt Dominican Americans who don't fucking live on an island, y'all can eat a dick because you're not even on the island. You're not even on the island, to be honest with you. Hey, DMR, they right up the street from you. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? You spend more time on the island than they do.
Right.
I gotta listen to you motherfuckers for.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't live on an island, eat a dick and shut the fuck up.
Right.
Okay? Because you don't own one grain of sand. I do. So I think, like you said, Almando and his father being there, y'all saw in open dialogue and conversation, that man shared his experience. And it's really weird because, like you say, he said he was on the side of the constitutionalists, which actually was the losing side of the Civil War. The loyalists with the American intervention, that's why I asked him, like, how do you feel like if America hadn't intervened? They may have won. His side might have won, and the DR might be different than what we know it is. But unfortunately, they lost because America sent the 82nd Airborne. And they went down, and I want to say in that Civil War, like 3,000 Dominicans were killed. Anybody know that? They killed 3,000 Dominicans. Some were killed by Dominicans, some were killed by Americans, so on and so forth. That is the truth. Again, I ain't telling no secrets. Google is a beautiful thing. Y'all can click that shit in, look it up. There it is. Okay. That was the second time that America intervened in the Dominican Republic. The first time, the second time was they like maybe 2-3 months. The first time they intervened, it was like 4 or 8 years. So America has always intervened in the Dominican Republic. And if they show their ass again next year, they'll intervene. They'll send the 82nd Airborne again. Same way we went into fucking Panama. We're going to go anywhere within the Western Hemisphere. So what I'm saying is I enjoyed having the conversation and an honest intellectual conversation with an intellectual Dominican. I apologize for letting these trolls come in later and get us off our square, but that's what they fucking do.
But it makes it more energetic. It makes it fun. It makes it fun. So it's cool.
I'm a nice guy, but if you bring the demon out, the demon comes out. That's just all there is to it. And I'm no bully. I'm no bad guy. I'm no tough guy. I'm an old ass fucking man. I'll be 60 this year. So I tell everybody when they talk about whooping my ass, I'm like, my ass ain't the one you gonna have to whoop. It's gonna be them 5 niggas behind me. It's not gonna be me that's gonna get touched. It's gonna be them 5 niggas that I raised behind me.
Right. Yeah.
If you can whoop their ass, God bless you.
That's right.
But you won't be whooping mine. I promise you.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is I'm open to the conversation. I'm open to the criticism. And again, I talk to my Dominican brethren, whether you're on the island, whether you're in the U.S., again, it's not that, okay, I'm not going to say that America is better than most countries. It just
Right.
is. It's better than most countries because we've stolen shit from most places.
Right.
I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, America ain't better than the other. No, yes, it is. Because we stole shit from countries. We better than the DR. We're better than every country in the Caribbean, all of South America, all of Africa, half of fucking all of Asia, and half or 75% of Asia and half of Europe. Why? Because we stole shit. We stole shit. We're not better because we're better. We're better because we're better thieves.
Right.
And we leveraged it. So that's okay and that's fine. And it's okay and it's fine that you feel sensitive about it. But
Right.
I'm just not going to be denied about. And just to close everything up, I will always tell a Dominican, if you hear the sound of my voice and someone says, you're a nationalist, and you go, what's wrong with being a nationalist? You never want to be a nationalist. Nationalist is synonymous with a racist. Basically, nationalism is patriotism on steroids. So if anyone ever accuses you, if you say, okay, I'm a nationalist because I love my country, no, tell them I'm a patriot because I love my country.
Yeah.
I am an American patriot.
I like
and
that.
not an American nationalist, because when you become a nationalist, not only do you love your country, but you hate others. And that's what you don't want to be. Don't literally, and people have certain nuances about it, but patriotism is the much safer space to be in, where you can fly your flag and you can wave your Dominican flag. I'm a fucking Dominican patriot. I'm a patriot of whatever country. I'm an American patriot, because we should all be patriots of where we're from. Being nationalist gets into the gray area where it can be very problematic. So I just want to try to educate everybody. Stay out of that. Stop saying it's okay. Stop saying. Anytime you hear one say you're a nationalist, say, no, I'm a patriot. Just, nope, I'm a patriot. Nope, not a nationalist. I'm a patriot. Oh, they want to, okay, y'all can be whatever y'all want. I'm a patriot. That's
Right.
a better term. And that just means I will defend my country. I love my country. Nationalism is I will defend my country. I love my country. And I hate you motherfuckers.
Right.
That's the part. And when other people do it, it's usually based on race.
Hey,
So
we're gonna start bringing a lot more Dominicans on, and our channel brings in more Dominicans than anybody. We got so many Dominican people just coming on. We got Manuel with the news. We have Soul. We have Mr. Almando on a lot. But the oldest girl, her boyfriend wants to come on and talk about how the education system is so messed up in the Dominican Republic.
can you
And,
do me one favor, Coach?
Go ahead.
You on the island and you too, Carl.
Yeah.
Can you find a Dominican that look like you?
Oh, yeah, I can.
No. I mean, unambiguously.
It's hard to find one that
No,
looks.
it's not. No, it's
as
not.
good
It's
as-
hard to get. It's hard to get them to talk about it. But
Okay.
it's not hard to find. They're all over the fucking island.
Yeah.
They everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna stop you with that. It's hard to find shit. It's hard to get them to be willing to open up and to talk about it.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you
got-
that.
I got one.
That's going to be honest and open and
That's
talk.
right. That's right.
So
Yeah,
whether
but
they're Dominican,
Wait.
whether they're Haitian.
you cut no, they Dominican, but you cut me
Okay,
off.
okay.
I was just about to say it. Listen one more time. the oldest daughter, she dates a dark-skinned Dominican man.
Carl, is he really dark skinned or is he just saying that shit?
No, he's dark skinned.
He's dark-skinned.
Dark skinned.
He's come, but he cannot come on Sundays. He can come on Fridays.
I don't give it. You can do a fucking video. I don't care.
No, he wants to do a live. He wants to do a live.
But my issue is always we always give, and I love Mr. Armando and his father. I'm like, yes, if a Dominican looks like them and a Dominican looks like Carl, I'm like, those are two different experiences.
Right.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
What's the balloons popping up for?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying it's like those are two different experiences.
Can you stop doing the balloons, Rico?
I don't fucking know. I don't something with, but here's my thing is those are different experiences. So the same thing if you legitimately talk to most Haitians in the DR don't want to tell you the truth because they have a fear of the same way like it's hard to get a Mexican undocumented in America to tell the truth. There's a fear of deportation.
So
yeah. When you can remove that, so I'm like, I want a black ass Dominican who ain't got a fear about being deported. Ain't a fear. No, all I'm saying is that can be honest because I know there are organizations of unambiguously black people in the DR that are fighting for their rights. So when people keep telling me that they don't, I'm like, this is bull. I even know some people in the alphabet community that I'm reaching out to come onto the channel. Oh, yeah. Because people going to tell you they don't exist over there. I'm like, that island is full of those motherfuckers.
You talking about gay people?
Yeah, but they're in the shadows. Because they can't be open with it.
Right.
That island has a huge fucking community. And I ain't saying I'm dabbling in them, but I'm saying it's like through social media, I'm like, God damn, it's like, shit, I didn't know they existed because they can't be. So either you're going to educate your audience or you're not. And I'm not telling us to be accepting of it. I'm just saying like, stop coming from America with this preconceived notion. Oh, they like it was back. And like, no, because guess what, John? It's 2024. In the 1950s, America was full of gay people. They just wasn't out.
Right. I agree.
They just couldn't be.
Right.
They just couldn't be.
You need to, before we go, you need to tell everybody how much of a good job I'm doing with talking about more hard facts lately.
Go ahead, Carl. This nigga crazy.
Like I said, the conversation was good. Great to have Armando and his dad on there, giving us that historical facts and us being able to come at him with the questions and so forth. And the fact that he was open about it, was honest about it, and hold nothing back. That was really great to hear that. And it just shows that that's good for this channel because who knows? It may encourage other channels to do what we're doing with the Dominicans and getting ready to know them, really understanding their history, their culture, their identity, everything about them, and so forth, and just being open with it, So I think the panel was really good. It was really good conversation and good talk, and it was fun, and we had a good time. DMR, great point.
Yeah, I just want to say, I didn't see the talk before with the gentleman earlier, but I would have to go back and see it. But all like I gotta say, man, is it's a good thing that y'all speaking about these topics and stuff. It's a lot of stuff I didn't know.
That's good. Thank you, brother. Hey, man, it's always good to see y'all.
We're
gonna log off at the same time, but I'm gonna say this: tomorrow, 7 p.m. Dominican time. Whoever has personal questions or want to talk about anything with the Dominican Republic, make sure you send me a text on WhatsApp. Rico, thank you, brother. Thank y'all.
All right, John. All right, Rico.
All right, DMR, sir.
Okay.
All right,
thanks for all y'all
donations.
Thanks, Dominican Route family. and
let me say that. Let me say
Go ahead.
this real quick though. Seriously, I got a lot of trips lined up. So for all you butthurt bandits that's crying about me and my Salvadorian white mejor la raza, guess what? We've already booked our trip. We're going to El Salvador to visit family in April. I'm going to Germany in May. I'm about to fucking film a shitload of content, and I'm gonna be dropping videos for you funky motherfuckers to see how niggas travel. Seriously.
Okay,
I'm gonna send you video clips, coach. Clip this video, me in El Salvador, San Salvador, this, that, whatever. How nigga living? Me in Germany with me and my fucking grandbabies. Then and so on and so forth. So I'm about to sit there and create a boatload of content because I think y'all keep fucking playing with me. So Alejandro Diaz, that you not too hard to find. Find me in America, Maryland, or fucking El Salvador, motherfucker. Because that's where I'm gonna be. Or Frankfurt, Germany. The reality is I'm not, and again, I don't have no fucking money. I'm a working man. This is a working man's salary. So don't be under no illusion. Oh, he rich my ass. You know what, coach? Let me tell you this. Let me say, okay. And y'all better not laugh at me. I told my wife, I said, I spent so much shit talking about fucking Spirit Airlines. Why am I looking for cheap flights on Spirit Airlines?
See, don't be knocking Spirit.
I was like,
I love Spirit.
I sit there and say, I'm gonna book this shit on Spirit. Where my boxing gloves? Fuck this shit.
That's right. All you gotta do is just get an upgraded seat. That's it.
So I only say that because again, I'm going to start sharing content on other travels, and I want everybody to do wherever you go. Whether if you're a part of the Dominican Route family, tapped in with Troy, Nikki, because again, when I start doing these videos, cutting them and clipping them, I'm going to send them to everybody's channel because I want everybody's channel to grow. I think we're all one extended family. I don't think like nobody's taken from each other.
No.
So again, I'm going to drop these videos. So again, like I said, we already booked April 19th through the 22nd in El Salvador. My wife's going to a quinceañera, one of her co-workers from you. If anybody doesn't know, you know what a quinceañera is, John?
Yes.
What?
That's that thing with the girls that they be having when they 16, right?
No, 15.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah. You were close. Right, exactly. So it's a rite of passage from a girl becoming from a girl to a woman.
That's right.
So that's her transition. It's her 15th birthday. And we do Sweet 16. They do quinceañera. It's all through Mexico. It's all through Latin America. And then the father, it's almost like a wedding, but it is a huge fucking thing. It is literally almost like a wedding, a quinceañera. Anybody that's ever been in one, we had to do it for my daughter that's here, nieces, and so on and so forth. It's an unbelievably huge thing. You
just do the video because my neck is hurting. I gotta take my medication.
Yeah, we're gonna do the video. Okay, all right.
Peace be still, y'all. Thanks, Rico.
All right, Rico. All right, John. All right, Carl.
Later, man.
All right, fellas. See ya.